手にやらかそうぜ。派手に行くぜ。受けてみろ。これが修行の成果だ。
Alright everyone, Ink here, Sabin Saga 44. The train keeps rolling. It did take me a while to do this, not because it was hard with Sabin. It was more that I wanted a layer commentary on top, so yep, here we go. But yeah, I tried to do this with Charlotta instead of Arciella, and it didn't work out well because I kept mistiming when Charlotta's EX was up to shave. And I feel like this is one of the first fights that Sabin's limited hits finally started to hurt him. Having only 4 hits on his skills meant that he had trouble shaving the Welks when they did their brave damage reduction in the next wave, when they went in their shell. And so he had to delay, and if it was Charlotta's turn next and her EX wasn't up, I had to restart, and it was really annoying. So Arciella having a panic button here, operating as sole support with Leviathan summon to stack Brave Regen, it actually worked out pretty well. So yeah, it was totally fine. I did skip Amidatelion. I did the challenge quest. I recorded it, but I don't feel like doing commentary and posting that also. It was with Squall BTLD, Garland LD, and Deuce at 03 EX Plus without her character boards. And you know what? I removed initiative from Deuce, and she was great. She provided auras to keep Squall and Garland hitting hard. She gave them overflow. She kept her buff up nearly all the time because I just spammed skills with her, and yeah, it worked out just fine. So Deuce is not like a priority, but I still enjoy running her constantly, whenever I can, at least. The last time I ran her was Aphmau's Lost Chapter, and which is pretty recent, and yeah, I always have fun with her, so I will probably pity her LD whenever that thing shows up. But yeah, this team otherwise was really, really good. I've been enjoying Squall and Garland quite a bit. They're both really fun to use, and they've made me get through all the challenge quests as well. So I'm thankful for that, but it's never really required to go and like tackle challenge quests. I'll be skipping some coming up, expected. So I skipped Amy, and I skipped Amy because I look at them as a very luxury character. Sort of like a BT weapon almost, which actually speaks to their power, I guess. But there's never going to be a time that I'm like, ooh, I wish I had a Amidatelion for this. I just look at them completely as a very luxury-based character. They require so much setup cost because their debuffs are so lackluster. The turn rate and speed are good, but I'd rather use Kefka. Like, if I'm bringing Amy for turn rate and stuff, I would rather just use Kefka. I have Kefka. He's great. He's getting a BT as well. Like, I just don't see the need to I'll ever want Amidatelion over Kefka in a fight. And so one thing that this has sort of inspired me to start doing was, you'll see on the infographics by role page that I added priorities: high priority, medium priority, low priority, for the roles, not for the actual characters. So a lot of people read our infographics and they unfortunately just look at the strengths and they think we're like some shill for Squex, that we're gonna like say, oh, every character is amazing. Yeah, can you please read the downsides? Some of those downsides are really nasty. They're really tough to work around, and you may not like them. And then also read the team advice. If you don't have good supports that work with the character, you have to skip them. So yeah, it's totally really annoying. I'll give a great example, right? Like, I pulled Vaughn and I already had Vaughn, but I purpled Vaughn because I was like, great, I'm gonna pull Rosa because she's on Sabin's banner, and then I'm gonna run Rosa and Vaughn all the time. Well, great, I missed Rosa. I couldn't pull her, and I didn't want to pity her. So yeah, I ended up never using Vaughn until Diablos farming came up. Like, I had nothing to do with him because I didn't have the right characters to support him. Could I have made him work? Yeah, probably, but would it have been enjoyable, and would it have been annoying? Well, it would not have been enjoyable, as enjoyable as if he was with Rosa. So yeah, it's fine. yeah, I think Amy is definitely just a luxury character. If you look at their role coverage, they don't cover any of the priority roles. None of them. None of the high priority roles. They're all medium priority roles that they cover. The closest one to high priority is probably Dispel. They cover 4 frame debuffs. So with 2 more frame debuffs, you can actually prevent bosses from buffing. So that's a pseudo Dispel effect, which is pretty nice. But it requires setup cost. So like out of the box, does Amidatelion provide you any of your primary role coverage? No. I think if you were to look at the entire month, a character like Desh is probably the most priority pull for that. Probably for people. I checked with some other people and they tended to agree. By the way, this is one place where Arciella works where Charlotta would not have. She can immediately just lock down this Welk. But anyway, yeah. Desh does enchant Imperil, which is a primary role. He has attack aura, primary role. He has paralysis, which is a medium priority. He is a healer. I think he's just a region healer, I think. So he's medium priority on that. He has a defense debuff. He has so much going for him, and many of those things going for him are high priorities. And it's all in one package, and it doesn't require setup cost. So, I mean, he also does even more stuff like brave damage reduction for the party, as well as brave damage boosting for the party. Like, he just does so much. So when someone's like, I'm going to pity Amidatelion and skip Dash, yeah, you fell for the hype trap. Because honestly, like I said, I just think Amy is probably more comparable to a BT weapon. I have this funny thing that we're going to try and work on the website, but when it comes to character weapons, like the left arm is the 15 CP weapon, the right arm is the 35 CP weapon, your head is your EX plus, and your legs are your LD. If you're missing any of these 4, then you're running a crippled character, and your BT is like your jetpack. So it will get you where you're going faster, but that's assuming you have appendages to operate it. I came up with that in main chord, but I like it because I think it demonstrates what you need to make a character work and be great at it also. So yeah, hopefully I'm gonna start working those roles, the primary and or the high priority, medium priority roles. I'm gonna start working them into the website. I think I'll try to start it with Shantoto and Alisei. Basically, like, which of their roles do they cover that would be the reason that you want to pull them, and what's the priority of it. Like this delay, by the way, was really good. So I'll try to start adding it because, yeah, people think that we just hype up characters, and unfortunately they don't want to read and actually consider what they're reading. I'm not saying it's true of everybody, but we really do try to put a lot of effort into this and make sure that we're not just hyping up every character. I mean, hell, I'm skipping Amidatelion. I'm skipping Edward. He's really strong. I hate Edward so much. I don't care if there was 5 challenge quests in a row. I don't care if there was chaos levels that said bring Edward. I still would not pull that damn character. I dislike him that much. But anyway, I will still be unbiased with his analysis. I will still try to highlight what makes Edward great and why you'd want to pull him and all of that. And yeah, that way the community gets some benefit out of it. Yeah, I mean, we really just like helping people. That's basically it. We're also I'm gonna try and add the pull strategies to the website as well. More in line with the beginner's guide. So Tellu did a really good job updating the beginner's guide for BTLD. And so, yeah, I think we should probably try, now that we've been in the era a little bit, we can list out the pull strategies for, like, example, you're not generally mixing tickets and gems. There's 2 cases when you mix tickets and gems. Well, gems, if you're using gems, it means you absolutely must have the character. That hasn't changed. If you're using tickets, it means you'd like to have them. The only times that you'd really ever mix is if you use gems. Mino Spelga did this. I think it was on Amidatelions banner. Did 75k, did not get the EX weapon or the LD. So he swapped 2 tickets. He ticketed the LD, and then he pitied the EX. So you pity the one that you don't get via tickets. That's a totally reasonable way to use your resources. And yeah, it just makes sense. It's an efficient use. The way that, in the other way that you would mix tickets and gems, you usually will not use tickets first ever. The one case where I forgot who told me about this, or who said, hey, what do I do? And I was like, ooh, yeah, you got to mix tickets and gems. But the only time you'd ever ticket first and then gem is, let's say, like for me, if I am ticketing, I'm going to be ticketing Shantoto. This is a good example. I'm going to ticket Shantoto. I'm going to use 300 tickets. If I get Shantoto's burst weapon during my 300 tickets and I don't get her LD, well, I now have a choice. I can I can keep trying tickets, but now I'm going over my ticket allotment and I'm trying to just get the LD. I don't need the EX. Or I could use gems, switch to gems, and guarantee that I get the LD and get her full kit. So if you get the BT, if you Luxac the BT with tickets, then you may want to go back in with gems to get the LD, just to complete their kit. But that's if you need their rolls. If you don't need their rolls, then you can skip it. Anyway, we're about done here. Got 1 turn left on Amidatelion. I do want Sabin to come back in and finish this off. So look out for Shantoto's infographic and Alice's infographic. They're coming, what is it, tomorrow? I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, so look out for that. Dreamy did so much extra work on Alice. Not only was her infographic really hard for him to do, but he also made a rotation infographic that he just did a really good job with it. I think it helps to explain Alice quite a bit. So look out for that. That's going to be really nice that he did that. And we'll thank Safina for her. Safina published a great YouTube video that highlighted Alice's rotations. It's such a great resource. Safina, and on YouTube it's Faye Anifa's, but you should check her out. She does so much good work and does a lot of really interesting research for the game. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my banter, everyone, and take care and have a good